How's it going, guys? Welcome to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to SeaBed. Last time we were here, things got really confusing. The story seemed to go straight forward. We learned a bit more about Sachiko's stuff. We got to see a glimpse of the funeral for Takako. We even got a clue. It seems like Takako got sick and passed away, though I don't know the details of that yet. Kind of throws away my theory that Sachiko has something to do with it. But we'll see what happens. Maybe Sachiko still sees it, like she perceives it as her fault. But yeah, we also got the really confusing, the tip we went to, where it seemed like it was in the future, and it looked like Sachiko would constantly bounce back and forth between her life and the clinic needing help, and that she had gone through the process of being treated multiple times. The Narasaki also seemed like she was acting strange in there. It was bizarre. It was fine, but it was bizarre. But anyway, now we're here. Sachiko's probably going on her vacation, where she set it up without remembering that she was setting it up, which is setting off all kinds of red alarms in my head. Also, we found out this part was labeled Chapter 1. So if all of that was just the prelude, how freaking long is this game? I literally thought we were coming close to the end. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. So let's continue on, shall we? Click. After finishing breakfast, I returned to my hospital room and turned on the radio with a broken spring by forcing the switch a little. Hospital? Who's that? Oh, could this be with Takako being sick? Good morning. I'll take a few more minutes for the sun to peek up over the horizon, its face from the horizon. However, you can still see the clouds being illuminated by its golden light. Certainly a sight that fills one's soul with energy, is it not? The radio began transmitting someone's cheerful voice through the unusual noise. First, allow me to detail today's weather. Ishigaki is going to be exposed to the east-southeast winds, level 3 strength. Meanwhile, the sky will be cloudy with a 1013 HPA barometric pressure and the temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Nah. I moved to the plane room's window and confirmed the weather of the southern Japan. The curtains parted with an energetic sound, and the gloomy room was instantly filled with bright golden light. So Takako is here. I considered the blue sky and azure sea beyond the window. Oh, is this from her perspective? Ooh! I inhaled a deep breath, filling my chest with pleasantly chilly morning air. Are you ready? Exercise number 1. Exercise directions began spilling forth from the radio. I straightened my stance, stuck out my chest, and stretched my back. Soon enough, I heard a knock at the door. Whoa, who's this? I turned my head back as part of the exercise and saw Mayuko, my nurse. Each time I turned, the light being reflected from her white uniform would blind me. I didn't miss the chance to marvel at her sizable bosom, though. Hey, aren't you taken, Takako? You seem to be in high spirits today. How are you feeling? I'm good. I think I've been doing pretty well these past couple days. Bending forward, I touched the floor with my palms. Wow, very, very, very limber. I could do better back in my teens, but my body was still far from stiff. With my hands on my waist, I bent backwards. It was just what my rusty old back needed. It felt great. I love that. That's my favorite thing to do. I could see Mayuko upside down. Regular exercise is well and good. Please try not to overdo it. Our eyes met. This is nothing. It's not like I've got a physical condition. Well, I suppose that's true. Mayuko brushed the topic aside, placing a notebook she'd been holding on the side table. I'll leave your new notebook here. Glancing at the side table, I saw the notebook in question was covered in brown leather. It was similar in design to the one I was using before, but still had an odd sense of newness to it. I bent down, touching my left and right toes. Oh, and after you're done exercising, I would like you to make good on your promise from yesterday. Sure, just give me a sec. Mayuko passed by me and sat down on my bed. Trying not to make too much commotion by jumping around, I instead kept moving up and down on my tiptoes while lifting my arms. You can certainly keep this up for a long time. I can't wake up unless I do this. Though, to be honest, a morning bath will do a job even better. We're not running a hotel here. Well, that's why I gotta generate my own energy like this. I stretched again, my unbrushed hair tickling my shoulders. You have low blood pressure, if I remember correctly. Jealous? I'm walking an energy-saving machine. Are you sure? Given the amount you eat, I'd say you have a faulty engine, if anything. That's just how much I work. I heaved a deep sigh. Well, let's make use of all that energy, then. Okay. Interesting. That throws another potential theory into the mix. What I was say is, like, what if part of the problem too wasn't just like what if Takako got interested in somebody else? Like, that still could be part of the whole process of like trying to push her like away somehow, like to push her out of her mind, like a whole sickness. So Takako still. I looked inside the umbrella-shaped lamp in the ceiling, grasped the burned-out light bulb within, and turned it counterclockwise a few times. It let out a creaking sound. Here you go! I pulled the light-up bulb out of the socket and handed it to Miyuko, who was standing by the step ladder. She took it in her left hand while handing the new light bulb with her right. Here. Thanks! I pressed the new light bulb against the socket and turned it clockwise a couple times. After making sure it was steadily attached, I placed my hand on the grass umbrella and brushed the dust coating with my finger on my thighs. Okay, try turning on the lights now. Miyuko let go of the stepladder and flipped the switch attached to the wall next to the entrance of the room. The room lit up. I had to narrow my eyes just to look up. The night keeper's room was filled with dazzling orange light. I hopped off the stepladder. Thank you very much. Miyuko gave me a smile. No problem. I raised my head in response. Okay, another thing. Call me crazy, but have we seen this girl before? I don't know. Seems... No, she can't be the one from the library. That'd be weird. That'd be really weird. Alright, anyway. I folded up the stepladder and gave Miyuko a look. Next up would be... I shifted the ladder in my hand so it wouldn't hit my leg when Miyuko, standing next to me, opened the floor plan of the sanatorium. The main building was designed in the shape of a big U with a slender inner yard surrounded by 3 walls. The road from the inner yard led to another building that housed our library. It was also attached to the main building by a connecting corridor. Miyuko's floor plan was marked with several circles. She placed the paper on the open space of flower stand, then pulled out a red pen from her chest pocket and added another circle for the break room. Seems like only the library is left. Aye aye, let's get a move on then. Takako, what are you up to? We left the break room and continued down the connecting corridor to the library. The corridor itself had windows on both sides, allowing the blinding sunlight to enter unobstructed. Miyuko was looking at the floor plan as she walked ahead of me. Seems like we only have 3 places to take care of here. I can't believe they're making patients do this. You're tall and you haven't... so I flipped the talking again. You're tall and have endurance. We all appreciate your help, Miss Takako. Miyuko chuckled to herself. I shifted the folded stepladder in my arms and glanced outside. I could see a couple of trees, their leaves partially shed, swaying gently in the wind. I wanted to take care of this before the night began to grow longer. That's what she said. I wanted to take care of this before the nights began to grow longer. Miyuko was gazing outside the same window as me. Oh, don't sweat it. I've had nothing to do lately, so I appreciated the opportunity I had to do a different kind of workout. I raised the stepladder to my shoulder like I was lifting weights. Miyuko responded with a chuckle. Ooh, that's kind of a nice library. As she opened the door leading to the library, we found ourselves enveloped by the smell of old paper and dust. The closest one is the lamp next to the history bookshelf. Gotcha! As we made our rounds in the library, changing all the weakest lights, I spotted a braided girl reading a book by one of the desks. Aha! Knew I'd find you here, Sane. Oh man, she might be the librarian. That would make sense. The girl raised her face from the book and looked at me. She fixed her position of her glasses with her index finger. Let's try all these new characters out, too. Takako? Good afternoon, Miss Sanae. Sanae? Entering behind me, Mayuko spotted Sanae as well and gave her a greeting. Good afternoon, Sanae replied in a small voice. Are you planning on reading here for a while? Sanae turned to me and made a barely perceptible nod. My room was too bright for reading. Sanae fixed the position of her glasses again. I'll return the books I borrowed later, today. Alright. Her eyes behind the glasses lit up. I slightly raised the folded stepladder I had on my shoulder. I'm kind of doing my share of the forced labor today. Miss Takako, I would appreciate it if you'd refrain from the choice of words. You can't exactly call it forced when you volunteered yourself. Mayuko furrowed her brow in mock indignation. What about the labor part? I think that applies just fine. You are helping us out, not to mention it helps your rehabilitation. Still holding the bag of light bulbs, Mayuko crossed her arms. I didn't know it had anything to do with my rehabilitation. It does. In any case, we should not hurry and finish up already. Mayuko pulled the sleeve of my hand that supported most of the folded stepladder's weight. If I didn't want to fall, I had no choice but to follow her. See you later! I waved Sanae goodbye, and she answered with a light smile and a wave of her arm. Alright, come on, I want to know what's going on. I pushed the fluorescent tube into its place in the ceiling and made sure to fasten it so it wouldn't fall on someone's head later. And with this, we're done! After confirming the light worked fine, I folded up the stepladder. Mayuko crossed the last circle off the floor mat. She put a cap on her pen before returning it to her pocket. Thank you very much for today. Mayuko bowed her head in an expression of thanks. Do you still have work after this? I heaved the folded stepladder on my shoulder so it wouldn't upset my balance. I just have to make my rounds. In that case, I'll go back to Sanae after I put this back. I pointed to the stepladder. Mayuko picked up her bag with all the light bulbs in it. Bring me some good sweets next time. I'll think about it. I want a sponge cake. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, now where are we? Sanae, still in her bed, rummaged through a nearby shelf and pulled out a wooden plate with rice crackers on it. Here, have some. Here, have some. I picked up one wrapped in seaweed and popped into my mouth. Thanks! The seaweed already had a certain moistness to it, but the actual cracker was crunchy enough to feel fresh. Sanae picked up her can from the shelf. After opening it, she scooped up some tea powder with a spoon, then added it to the boiling water in the pot. After hitting the spoon against the side of the can to return the residue powder, she closed its lid, returning it to the shelf, and filled the teacups with tea. The tea came just when I was starting to get thirsty from all the dry rice crackers. Thanks! I took the teacup from her and helped myself to a sip of hot liquid. Sanae's, am I saying that right, by the way? I don't know if I am. By the pronunciation, it would be Sanae. Sanae. That's probably what it should be. I'm just rushing it and making it English. Sanae's room was, Sanae's room housed a bed, a cabinet, and a cane chair I brought from the recreation room. Cane chairs are very common in this story. It was way smaller than my room, but still felt more spacious. I've loved seaweed crackers all my life. The person who came up with combining seaweed and rice crackers must have been a genius. I like them too. I prefer rice crackers with sesame, though. Yeah, that one's pretty good too. You start off wanting to have only one or two, and soon you're left with an empty box. It sounds like Lay's chips for me. Of course, it's a bag, not a box. I reach out and grab the second card. Ooh, another one? Samoa's. Girl Scout cookies. I I could destroy a package of those before I even know what happened. And it's like, I feel sick if I ever do. I try not to, but like, they can vanish so fast if I'm not paying attention. I reached out to grab a second cracker. Are you perhaps hungry? I stopped Sanae, but as she was about to reach out out toward the shelf again. Nah, not really. But dinner here is kind of bland, don't you think? I never really feel all that full afterwards. Well, that's sort of a given. This is a sanatorium, after all. Meals are made with a consideration of a balance of nutritions. Yeah, I wish they'd at least let me use my own seasonings. The dry wind clattered against the window next to the bed. Sanae reached out and closed it, making the sound cease. The wind has grown stronger lately. Autumn's right around the corner. That's true, Sanae answered. She glanced around the window and looked at the tree standing in its red and yellow leaves. A single leaf of one of the branches fluttered in the wind. By the time the tree is fully stripped of leaves, the wind will calm down a bit. Temperatures will be lower, too. Is that how it works? Happens every year. Sanae's eyes were still fixed on the window as she said that. How long have you been here? I'm not sure anymore. I stopped counting after the first 5 years. She turned back to me. Don't you get bored of being here? I don't know. I don't usually think about stuff like that. Really? Sanae slowly nodded. Really? Even if I tried thinking about it, all I remember are the memories of living here. It's not like I could compare this place to any other. I see. I glanced back at the lonely tree. A gust of wind made its sunset-colored leaves brush against the window glass. Further beyond the tree lay the forest that continued to the harbor. I could see some trees with colored leaves there as well. How about you, Takako? Do you not get bored of this place? Well, living surrounded by nature on top of a mountain has its ups. The port town below is not exactly a bustling metropolis, but I like the retro feel. I also love how the wind here always makes the scent of the sea to it. I look at the port town beyond the window. I look silent and lifeless in the distance, almost like a picture. It's pretty boring here in the winter. Well, I guess that's how winters are everywhere. I like reading books, so I have everything I want, right? Oh, that's what I flipped it over again. I like reading books, so I have everything I want right here. So then I lifted a book from her knees. Okay, wait, here's the thing. So, she's saying it's pretty boring here during the winter. So, Takako's been here for almost a year at least. Wow. Yeah, this place sure has a lot of books. I glanced towards the direction of the library. Now that I think about it, I haven't been given a library key yet. If you have nothing to do during winter, why not try reading some books as well? I'm sure Miss Miyuko will send you a key if you ask. Nah, I'm good. I get plenty of reading just from the stuff you recommend. Now that I think about it, you don't have anything to read right now, do you? Do you want me to lend you a volume or two? Maybe not right now. I still have to write in my diary. I crossed my legs again and pulled off a new notebook from my pocket. That's a new one, isn't it? I got it today. Have you already written in your diary today? On the side table next to Sanae's bed rested a different notebook. Yes, I have. My diary entries mostly just consist of my opinions on books, though. At least you have something to write about, I guess. Would you like to write in yours right now? You can use my table if you want. I stopped Sanae right while she was about to climb out of bed. I'll do it later. I've got stuff to write about today. It shouldn't take that long. I see. What are you reading right now, anyway? The book rested under Sanae's hand, had a marker stuck in it around the middle. Sanae picked it up and showed me the cover. There was a bucket with a picture of a sci-fi looking city drawn on it. The letters above the bucket spelled out SeaBed. Ooh, interesting name drop there. SeaBed. It's a mystery novel. The protagonist and her lover visit a southern island and get stuck repeating the same day over and over again. Oh, so that's like Groundhog Day. I see. So it's one of those loop stories I keep hearing about. Is it fun? It's fun so far. If it doesn't fall apart in the middle, I'll lend it to you before returning it to the library. I'll be looking forward to that. The southern islands are cool. We can't go anywhere right now, so it'd be nice to be able to journey in your head at least. Have you traveled before? Yeah, quite a bit actually. It's a long story, but you want to hear it? It's not like I have anything else to do. Sanae made a friendly smile. I'm okay, but what about your diary? I can always do that later. Besides, Miyuko said recounting my memories to other people helps with my condition. In that case, I'd definitely like to hear what you have to say. Sanae left a book on the side table and turned to face me. I began to visualize one of my trips in my mind so I could tell her everything in great detail. What is happening? What on earth is happening? Ooh, it's another trip. The sky in the day was the color of brand new jeans. The wooden planks creaked under each of my steps. The main tourist attraction to this port town were above the sea. There were countless restaurants and souvenir shops lining the wooden deck. The wharf had seen its fair share of use over the years. Some of its planks left unsettling creaks as people stepped on them. Oh, I hate that, especially for me. I'm the one they'll break under. Surprised by the abrupt sound, I jumped back, almost crashing into a tall young man standing behind me. However, he managed to dodge me, his light blonde hair fluttering in the wind as he did. By the time I regained my balance, I was about to apologize to the man. He'd already blended into the crowd of tourists, vanishing from sight. Ooh, they mentioned that they went to, LA, I think. This might be the LA pier. As I was trying to find the man again, Sachiko came over and told me she had spotted him by the crab signboard. Really? I looked in the direction she was pointing at. I saw a large sign shaped like a ship's steering wheel. In the center, it had a picture of a massive crab. I hurried toward it. Sachiko followed. Don't move from here! I told Sachiko to wait while she stood busy admiring the sign, then turned around to look for someone who'd take a photo of us. Hey! Photo! Could you take a photo of us, please? I approached a well-built, middle-aged man wearing a sun cap and conveyed to him, mostly through gestures, that I wanted a picture. The man gave me a thumbs up. I hurried back to the signboard and lined up next to Sachiko. Don't forget to smile! I wrapped my arms around Sachiko's waist and pulled her close. Then say something funny. Say whiskey. The man pushed the shutter button while I was flustered. A jumper cable walked into a bar. Just as Sachiko narrowed her eyes. The instant print camera flashed, and our picture was burned into the film. That's a good one. Holding the finished picture, the man hollered aloud, "Okay!" our way. Right at the very last moment before the flash, I spotted a tall young man standing behind us. After making a peace sign right in the middle of our picture, he gracefully drew away from us, melting into the crowd of tourists. Aw, photobomber. What was that? I think it was the man you almost crashed into earlier, said Sachiko, looking in the direction the mysterious person disappeared in. The man wearing the sun cap returned to us, balling his hand into a fist to convey how great the picture turned out to be. Meanwhile, the floorboards continued to creak under his weight. As he reached us, he handed me the camera and the picture. Thanks. You're welcome. He patted me on the shoulder with enough force to almost dislocate it, then disappeared into the crowd. Jeez. I flapped the picture a few times before the image showed up. I see you made some new friends. Sachiko addressed me as I let out a gasp of surprise. The picture showed a somewhat discontented Sachiko under the crowd sign, and there I was next to her making a confused face as I looked not at the camera but at the young man behind us. And it wasn't just the man that hijacked our picture. There was a whole group of people making weird faces and peace signs I previously hadn't noticed at all. Yeah. That's just the way it goes. I wonder if we came a bit too early. The ship we reserved to reach the island was nowhere in sight. I leaned against the wooden fence to catch my breath, making it creak. A gust of cool wind from behind ruffled my hair, caressing my cheeks as it drifted across towards the town. Thirsty? Yeah, a little. What's this? I spotted one of the... I flipped the blade things again. I keep flipping the lines, so just imagine I reverse the rolls. I spotted one of the tourists holding a transparent cup with some odd drink. The top of it was white, while the bottom was black. On second thought, could have sworn I'd seen that before. I wonder if it's a Coke float. Root beer float, probably. Is that what you want? Sachiko narrowed her eyes and smiled. She looks so cheeky in these memories. I saw it being sold at the shop we just passed. Want me to treat you to one? You would? Thanks. Sachiko turned on her heel, her long hair dancing in the wind, and continued down the road towards the nearby shop. The street was lined with brightly colored blue, red, and yellow buildings and signboards, but the clamor of shop owners called everyone to take a look made even the visual effect pale in comparison. Sachiko, clicking her heel against the hard asphalt, kept passing by and dodging the never-ending groups of people going the opposite way. I shifted my gaze to the scenery of the town once she disappeared from my field of vision. The sight itself felt as though I was gazing at the stage of a grand opera. It was enough to make my make me heave a sigh of admiration. Beyond the Beyond the vivacious shop district and up the slope, there rose countless buildings that bolstered roofs of matching colors depending on the district. Oh, wait a minute, they said San Francisco, probably. The road twisting up the hill into the distance seemed as though it would cleaved into the entire port in two. It connected the various other streets coiling around the slope of the hill in the distance. I could see bean-sized cars popping up and out of the lush fir trees and tall buildings with rectangular windows. The tallest structures on both sides of the town seemed like dull office buildings, and hiding between them, I could almost spot a few hotels with certain individuality. They boasted graceful Renaissance bridge boards under their windows and intricately designed Corinthian columns. The few mansions in front of them seemed to have been built using Victorian architecture, which arched entranceways and towered roofs felt almost like a rabbit could come darting out of them at any minute. Alright, well, there goes my theory of anything in America, if it has a Renaissance feel with Corinthian columns, besides our government buildings. A good number of trees towered among the buildings, giving the colorful townscape a somewhat relaxing feel, like pieces of broccoli lining a lunchbox. The various old buildings from before the Industrial Revolution, mixing in with those utilizing a more modern type of architecture, gave the town a look of colossal toy box. There was even a number of ancient-looking cable cars running along the chaotically designed roads. I don't know. I have no clue where they are. My eyes grew tired as I tried making out where the cable car was going. Ooh, hello? I shook my head and closed my eyelids. I could hear the sound of the waves among the noisy bustle of the town. A ship horn sounded somewhere in the distance behind me. A gust of cold wind whizzed past my ears, making the flags in front of the shops flutter and rustle the trees as they continued rising up the hill. I felt like I could hear the buzzing of engines and cable cars, even the spinning of wheels from the distant roads I'd been observing. I listened in, imagining the cacophony of those sounds was on the breathing of the town in one giant living organism. Eventually, the chaos of all the noises, I made out the stable rhythm of the sound I was familiar with. Ah, Sachiko. I listened more closely, concentrating on that one sound alone. It was the sound of heels clicking against the hard surface. Here, I brought what you wanted. Thanks! As I opened my eyes, still facing down, a pair of shapely legs entered my sight. As I raised my face, I nearly collided with the black and white drink from before. I took the cup from Sachiko's hands. It looked like coffee with some cream on it. Yep, that's the one I saw. It's called Irish coffee, apparently. Okay, not a root beer float. Root beer float would have been better. Sachiko didn't have anything besides the cup she handed me. You're not drinking anything? I'm not really thirsty. Then I guess I'll help myself to this. I brought the glass cup to my mouth and tilted it. The first thing I felt was the cream, which was nowhere near as sweet as I had anticipated. If anything, had a fairly mellow taste. Then came the coffee, spreading across my tongue. As I finally took a big gulp, something suddenly burned my throat. Ah! The small amount just spilled out the side of my mouth, but I thankfully managed to regain enough composure not to spit it out like a fountain. That was whiskey! Yes, it seems they mixed it in with the coffee for this drink. Chuckling, Sachiko pulled out a plastic bottle with water from her handbag and handed it to me. I heard the horn of the ship resound again. Drinking my water straight from the bottle, I turned around and saw the ship. Aww. She looks very sweet here. The ferry wasn't rocking too intensely on the water. I leaned over the railing and saw the ship's propellers making white foam waves below us. Each time the ship rode a high wave and sank back down, there'd be a big splash. The crisp, somewhat moist sea breeze gently cooled my cheeks. You didn't need to drink it all. I forgot all about the ship while we were there. For a while there, but I'm okay. The wind feels really nice here. Sachiko was looking at the sky. I shifted my position on the railing, putting the back of my head against them and following the suit and gazing up in the sky. There was a flock of seagulls flying above us. I followed them with my gaze, noticing that the port town we just left had already been enveloped by fog. All I could make out were the gray silhouettes of tall buildings looming on the slope. I turned toward the front of the ship and spotted the island we were going to. Yep, there it is. It was visible from the port as well, but after getting closer, I also met out a lighthouse, which was, as well as a rectangular white building that looked like it could have been a school. Large trees covered the eastern side of the island, hiding from view whatever else was there. The western side consisted of a large cliff of white rock. It's more beautiful than I thought. Sachiko was looking in the same direction. If I'd have known any better, I would have guessed it was anything but a prison. Oh, yeah, okay, so they must be in San Francisco, and this must be Alcatraz. The island used to be a prison for isolating highly dangerous criminals. The place gained fame as an impossible-to-escape institution, making its way to countless movies and novels. Clank. One of the tourists tried his strength against the iron bars. The first building we visited consisted mostly of one large room with tall ceiling and 3 rows of solitary cells on both sides. All the cells were small rectangles with white iron bars serving as doors. Plain concrete stairs with iron railings led to the upper floors. The room was so massive it felt like a road with cells would never end. I peeked into one of the cells and saw a bed, a water basin, and a toilet. I also spotted a picture frame and a magazine laying on the floor. Turning around, I looked at the other end of the passage. The countless parallel bars stretching on and on in my field of view overwhelmed me with feelings of seclusion and order. The path split into 2 once I reached the wall at the end, and leading left and right. You can see light seeping in through the open doors. I think there's a mosquito in here. I think I got him. Sorry. The rectangular patch of light on the floor looked like another door. As I was staring at the light, a dark-haired woman passed by me. Sachiko, looking into the cells on the other side, reached the end of the tunnel, took a turn, and then vanished from sight. Wait! I hurled after her. Is it just me, or does Sachiko seem like a different person in Takako's memories? Interesting. I ran up the concrete stairs. Like, wasn't it usually Takako you always used to, like, run off and get into trouble? Once I reached the landing, I changed direction. By the way, did you know that the Japanese word for stair landings references dancing because that's kind of what you look like when you turn? When I was younger, I really thought it was a place where people danced. But isn't it the same word used for Oh wait, I think that's what Takako said, and this is Sachiko. But isn't the same word used with stair landings where you don't need to turn? You have a point. Why did you suddenly bring that up anyway? I don't know, just popped into my mind. We've only been seeing foreigners and Western stuff as of late, so I guess I felt a little nostalgic for Japan. Stair landings came to us from the West, though. Really? Speaking of which, this reminds me of the time we played tag at our apartment complex. You jumped out the window at the second floor landing and twisted your ankle. My ankle hasn't been the same since. Every time I turn my foot, it still creaks a bit. But man, you sure remember all that ancient history. Well, it was shocking enough to leave an lasting impression. I thought you were dumb for running into a dead end on those stairs, but I underestimated your stupidity. What kind of an idiot would jump out on the second floor window during a game of tag? I was so pumped I didn't even think about the consequences. I mean, this is just the kind of stuff kids do, you know? Not me, that's for sure. She takes a pose here. She's kind of a sassy pose. As we finished climbing the stairs, Sachiko peeked into the end of her left, the cell on her left. I think this is the one. She urged me on with a glance. Yeah. There was a dummy shaped like a man laying on the bed, no doubt to trick the guards. Further into the cell, we spotted the air vent and a poster partially hiding a hole in the wall. Wow. An inescapable prison they once called this place, yet there were indeed a few who managed to dig their way out into nothing but a handful of spoons. A little smaller than I thought. I patted Sachiko on the shoulder. She chuckled as she saw me imitating the guard inspecting the dummy with a flashlight. We continued down the main street of the building, walking shoulder to shoulder. Looking into the cells next to me, I spotted a blue canvas, some painting tools in one, a mountain of magazines, and a Bible pages scattered on the floor in the other. I felt like each cell reflected the personality of its former owner. Some of the inhabitants seemed to have tried to utilize the small spaces they had by changing the positions of their beds or attaching shelves to the walls. The side of what was most likely handcrafted furniture stood as visible mementos of the many years these people must have spent here. It doesn't look too bad. Sachiko abruptly spoke up. No, that's what she said. Dang it, I can never catch the names. I considered her face. You get food every day. You're allowed to exercise to stay in shape, and you can spend all your time reading books. I feel lightheaded at the very thought of being locked up in a cramped space. Ooh, hospital, not fun. It doesn't matter where you are. The important part is what you do. You'd grow bored of reading if that was the only thing you got to do every day. Doesn't that also apply to the outside world? At least on the outside, you're not alone. That makes it better. I guess so. Sachiko gave the handle leading to the showers a careful look. I lined up next to her and gave her face a careful look instead. Then I imitated taking a shower while Sachiko quoted a line from a movie. We've been together long enough to not need words to communicate. I felt happy about that. You can see the sea from there. Sachiko, walking in front, turned her head back to me and pointed ahead. The viewing deck from which we could see the sea looked like it could belong to a ship. Standing on it, a couple of giggling young girls enjoying their shopping. There was also a young man. He sat in focused silence, painting a picture. Then there was a biker admiring the sea from the seat of his motorcycle. A tan man with dreadlocks dancing to reggae music. A woman sitting on the edge of the pier, writing poetry. An old couple simply gazing out at the sea. There were all sorts of people, each of them freely enjoying the sight of the sun and gradually sinking below the horizon. Well, that was nice. Although it does highlight like how a hospital would suck for Takako. Right, well, I think it's time for us to end this episode. I like this. This is interesting to see things from Takako's perspective. I definitely think that Sachiko acts a little different in these memories. So we'll see. I'm starting to wonder what the truth actually is. Which is probably the point. Anyway, it's been a long episode. Had a lot going on with the family, so I better get going. But, you know, I mean, that's how life is, right? And that's what's nice. I still get to do a hobby of mine. And despite family, despite, like, work stuff, despite school, like, it's all going to be something that I make time for this as much as possible. And that's something that I really look forward to every single week and every single day. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as I am. And until the next video you watch with me, whatever you see me in next. I'll see you there.